Right over here, right in the middle. There you go. Congratulations on the win. Was this the best performance of your career? Because you took out a really tough opponent and someone that a lot of people were counting you out against.
Yeah, I mean, you tell me. I'm in there, so I don't know what it looked like. I'm looking forward to watching this fight. But yeah, I believe that every performance is like my best performance today. I feel like I'm always evolving. I have to be continually evolving. I can't be plateauing. If I want to be going for this belt, I gotta be growing exponentially each fight. So I believe every fight's my best performance to date.
With Kyle Nelson winning earlier and obviously Eamon as well, was that on your mind going into the fight? Like just the momentum, like, hey, I got to keep this going for Canada?
Man, you could feel it at the fighter hotel. I feel like I could feel it when I touched down in the country, that everyone in Canada, they were ready for this UFC, and I felt the whole country on my back going into that fight, and I felt like I had to represent the country. This was for us. And I know all the other Canadians on that card are feeling the same thing. There's a different vibe in the air. It's different. I don't know. Knock on wood, call me crazy, but I think Canada's going clean sweep tonight. The energy is real.
Yeah, it was excellent. Going to the scorecards, I'm sure you were confident you had the victory. Any worry at all? Just, again, you're in Canada. I would assume you're feeling pretty good.
I was worried about that first round. She got me in that armbar, and I was being a little complacent a little bit. I've been in arm bars before, and I figured, I let them kind of think they could go a little tighter, and then that's when I pop out. But no, I went to move a little bit, and she cinched it in a bit more, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I'm in a little bit of a predicament here. I can't really get out, and she's kind of stuck there, so we kind of were stalemate a bit. I was hoping she was going to really try, but we had to just kind of wait the time out on that one. So I was worried about that first round. I knew because of that I would have to win the next two or put her out, but yeah, I was concerned on that first one for sure.
You didn't go to American Top Team for this camp. You did your entire camp at home, and I know you had Matthew Jelly as well, who's just outstanding in what he does. What do you think that says about your team and just the fact that you have your best performance and you didn't have to go anywhere else? You have it right at home.
We have everything in Canada. I decided. Well, I mean, my team and I. It's not just me behind this. It's my team. We have the best team in the world. We have a community. We got a ton of up-and-coming fighters. But yeah, we figured this fight's in Canada. Let's keep it in Canada. We brought some girls in from all over. Some girls come from BC. Some girls Alberta. I did some traveling a little bit outside of Toronto, and I got a ton of looks. I was able to work with these girls, and I feel like the whole country really came together for me. They knew how important that this opportunity was, and they really came together and helped me prepare for this. I can't thank the people enough. The girls, the guys, everyone. I'm blessed to have this country behind me, and the people are so great here.
We're coming up to almost a year, your fight against Natalia Silva, and you look, like I said, the hammer tonight for sure, over a really good opponent, and someone in Miranda Maverick that some people feel is somewhat of a dark horse in the division. You've been able to kind of look at the improvements you've made since that fight and just how different you looked in the octagon tonight?
Yeah, after each fight, I always go back and I look at the mistakes that I've made. I look at how somebody is going to watch that fight and beat me, how they would want to beat me. And so, my team and I, we really put it all together, and we try to fill those holes, man. We don't just think we're good enough. We're always trying to perfect and make things better and improve from the last data that we get.
And just last one for me, Miranda's ranked number 15. Sort of looking ahead here, you got Tracy Cortez, Andrea Lee. Andrea Lee seemed like a fight that would make sense next. Is that a fight you'd want?
I've got this question a couple times already. Like, what's next? I was so zoned in on this fight that I don't even know who's where or what. I was locked and loaded on this, and then I would figure let's see what what opportunities open themselves up after this fight. So, you know, after each fight, I always take a couple days and chill. I put MMA out of my mind for 3 days, and then I go back. My coaches are all already talking, who's next, what's the plan, blah, blah, blah. So I leave that all up to them, and we'll see. I don't know yet.
Jasmine,
Yeah.
congrats on the win as well.
Thank you.
Expectations versus reality. I know you've been waiting for this moment for a long time, fighting in front of Canadian fans in the UFC. How did this live up to what you had in your mind?
Oh, I wish that everyone can feel how I feel right now. It was an honor to represent Canada, and I felt like going in there, I had Canada on my back, and this was a tough fight. I know she's number 15 in the world, you know, but I knew I had to be a dog, and I had to represent the country, and you know, she wasn't coming in here and taking this, you know, like this is ours.
You know, you've said a few times, you're here for a good time, not for a long time. In terms of your fighting career, what is a good time for you? What are you kind of looking for overall in the types of fights?
This, baby, you know, ideally this again in Toronto. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This, the hype. You know, I gotta tell you, my hotel room, I don't know, the stars are aligning for this week for me. I walk into my hotel room, I have the most gorgeous view in the world. Over here on the water, I have the boats here, I've got the forest, I can see the mountains, there's birds, there's people rowing. It's unbelievable, breathtaking view. And I would just sit there, I'd set up the chair and just sit there, I would eat my meals, or when I'm cutting weight, not eating meals, I'm just sitting back and just enjoying the view and feeling how grateful and blessed that I am that I have the opportunity to be able to do this, to look out at the beautiful scenery, to travel. This is my job, to travel, and this is the scenery I have. And then in the evening, I get to go scrap some broad in the cage. You know what I mean? Like, how much of an amazing life do I get to live? So I'm just on top of the world. I'm so blessed. I'm so fortunate, and I just, you know, follow your dreams, and you could be doing the same shit.
Very cool. And last one for me. There was a clip that came out earlier this week. I think it was like a sports betting site giving a prediction of your fight versus Miranda, and she responded to it. A few fighters responded to it saying they don't like it when sites tag them. I mean, I think most people who do interviews and who do media for a while know to just tag the positive stuff, but does that kind of stuff bother you personally?
No, I like it, man. Tag me in everything. I don't care. You know, we're doing it for the fans anyways. If they're loving or they're hating it, at least they're watching, right? Doesn't really matter. But I don't know, tag me. I like when people tell me things like, oh, you're the underdog, you made me a bunch of money and stuff. That makes me happy. The only thing I don't like is people will say when the one fight I lost, oh, I lost money on your fight, can you transfer me? No, don't bet on me, man. I bet you're making more money than I am.
At least they predicted you were going to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yes.
Hey, one for me. Just seeing the results so far from Canadians, what do you think this says about the kind of strength in Canadian fighters, and what does it say about the fighting community in Canada?
Dude, we got a hotbed, man. Don't count the Canadians out. We're here to scrap for a bunch of tough cookies, and I think people underestimate Canada. Oh, Canadians are nice. You know, I guess we're nice until we're in there.
Thank you so much.